You want to know what? He did you dirty, making you.
Oh, that's not right. That's not right. That's dirty. That's dirty. Welcome to the weekly Rogues Gallery.
I say that's why you always preview the video first. Don't do it as a shocker.
Yeah, I didn't see that coming. Nobody told me about that. That's all right. Welcome to the weekly Rogues Gallery. I am your host, Theo Snodgrass. Iron Oxide isn't here. He's frozen in carbonite. He's indisposed this evening. This is my show. We're going to talk about whatever I want. So there's other people here, but this may be just me complaining about women for 3 hours. That may be what happens. That's what happens when I sit in front of this microphone. I don't even do that. I don't even plan to do that. Every day I wake up and I'm like, we're talking about the Federal Reserve today, Theo. We're doing it. We're going to get into some serious substantive issues. We're going to educate the people about monetary policy. And I don't. I complain about whores for 3 hours.
Well,
3 hours. Here's the thing, guys. I would do that. I would do that even if you weren't here. That's the thing. I would do that without the camera. I'd just be the camera's for you. Go ahead.
But still, when you really think about it, though, monetary policy and whores kind of do mix together a little bit when you kind of look at it. Because I mean, look what's being fired from the Federal Reserve right now.
Whoa! Hey.
So there's monetary policy involved in there. So
and Roguish Nerd, you know all about mixing monetary policy with whores because you're engaged to be married.
Yeah, right? It honestly it's one of the most expensive things I've ever done. It's rad.
Fuck off. That's crazy.
Dude, okay. So slight tangent. They want $1,000 for like I was going with 4 like pony kegs. They want $1,000 for those. For like 100
What?
people. Yeah, I'm like, no, I'm doing cans. Fuck all of you.
Yeah, no. Why do people pay to get married when they do it at the courthouse? It's like buying a designer puppy when they got dogs at the shelter. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
It is the same thing. This is for, you know what? For women. See, women, wait. No, this is not my show. This is the Rogues Gallery. We're not going to. See, I almost did it there. I almost did it, but I'm not going to do it this time. That's right. How you guys doing? This is fantastic. Go ahead and introduce yourselves. First of all, Roguish Nerd, you're here. You're not usually here, though, so tell the people who you are.
Well, let's see. I am the Roguish Nerd. I do video game streaming. Just into fucking everything. Like, usually I don't really have time to sit down and do like a 3-hour like live stream like this, but just a happy accident that I was able to be here. So
yeah, dude, he's making a special exception for us. That's very exciting. Happy to be here. Happy you're here. Happy you could make it. What about you, Drunken Emerald Arrow, the 99 overall producer? That's what you are on my show. Here you're a panelist though, which feels like a demotion a little bit.
I mean, there's some shifting things in the background. They're kind of like I'm going to become kind of Iron's quarter Black Garrett. And
nice.
Where you have ScreamQueenSelena that maybe is going to be the X-Ray girl. So
nice.
Iron's getting up there that he's going to have a couple producers helping him potentially here.
Wow, fancy.
Yeah, he is
very fancy. I got to do that.
Deservingly so.
I got to do that.
Yeah. No, what? Now that actually is an attack on me, saying that you need an additional producer, saying that I'm not handling at all.
No, but you're not hot, respectfully.
Oh.
You know what I mean? I would like a producer that jiggles. Let's say hi to the chat real quick because I don't have a producer that jiggles. Shout out to Producers Who Jiggle. Sponsor of the show this half hour, Producers Who Jiggle. Shout out X-Ray Girl. What's up, girl? Let's see. Master Hobo is here. Theo is frozen Iron Oxide in his house. What's up, man? ScreamQueenSelena is here as a viewer this time. Hello, everyone. Please like and share the stream. Let's hear it for Theo for guest hosting. Oh, that's very kind. ScreamQueenSelena laughing at my hilarious jokes. Thank you. Drunk Emerald Arrow is here and here. He's both places.
And both places.
Let's see. And who else is that's it. Come on, folks, get chatting. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. So yeah, kind of a slow news week. Not much happening, right, guys?
Yeah, not too much.
Nothing great. I'll be honest with you. If I don't talk about the transformer who shot up the school, I'm gonna explode in my heart. So we got updates on that story. So we got to talk about that. Okay.
So instead, we're going to talk about the box office for Fantastic Four, and that is finally finished raising up. It is officially a flop.
Really?
Yeah, no, it's a flop. It last weekend was not great for it. It's outside of the cone of what they thought could make, and it may not even break worldwide $500 million.
Wow.
Ooh.
So if you're a Hollywood producer and you like making money, why do you keep doing this to yourself?
Because next time it'll work. It's just like socialism. That was not real socialism. That was not real movie making. The next time we'll get it right.
I don't know. Okay, so here's the thing. So what I've heard people say is that it takes a few years. So the movies we're seeing that are coming out now were in production a few years ago. So it takes a few years to shift policy.
Damn.
You know, do you think?
Yeah, I would have agreed with that, except for currently, movies that are coming out now are well enough past that point that shouldn't be able to be an excuse anymore. I mean, Pedro and them. I mean, they just shot that movie a year and a half, 2 years ago at most, and it was already declined. So they've had the time to kind of shift things, but it seems like they just didn't learn. They thought, well, maybe if we lightly code in the girl boss and we slightly do that, but they still did the female Silver Surfer, and so they just don't know. I don't think they can learn.
Yeah.
Dude, I haven't been involved in that at all, but they did a female Silver Surfer.
Yeah.
Well,
don't worry. Disney is realizing that they have a boy problem. So what they're going to do is they're looking for IPs for boys to help grow even though they had Marvel and Star Wars.
Right. They had Marvel and Star Wars, and they're struggling with male viewership.
That's good.
Yeah. So now they're hunting for boy IPs to try to entice them to come to the theaters. It's like you had two quintessential boy brands, and you destroyed them.
Dude. Like, so far as the Star Wars thing, it's like, that one hits close to home, because like my confirmation name, I actually chose Luke for a reason. And it's like, to see it just get raped like that, it's hard to watch, dude.
Rough.
Just oof.
Rough. I hate it because they ruined it for people that aren't watching it and don't like it. Like, women just decided that like Star Wars needed to be for them, and then they didn't go watch it. We ruined everything to get them to watch it, and they didn't even watch it. That's what bothers me. Like, if they just ruined it for no one, that would have been fine. But they ruined it with a purpose in mind, and they didn't capture the audience they wanted to capture. We're 10 minutes in, and I've changed the subject to complaining about women. Is there anything else we could talk about, guys? I'm a little bit too on brand tonight. What's up, fellas? Emerald, do you want to pull up? I kind of want to get started with that Gavin Newsom tweet. Is that something we can do?
Yeah, let me look for it. Or did you put it in the chat?
Yeah, I put it in the chat. Yeah, it's that Gavin Newsom tweet. So one of the things that's happened recently is following for those of you that don't know, Transformer shot up a Catholic school. It happened. Not good. Not a good situation. And the day of, Democrats are already sort of like teasing and lubing up the great dildo of gun control. You know, and their favorite thing to say, the thing that they're unified in right now is that your thoughts and prayers are stupid. Don't pray. That's like the main thing that they're saying. Go ahead. Okay, so this is a reaction to Carolyn What's-Her-Face. Let's play the video so we can see that.
I have two questions for you. Sure. Democrats, including former White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki and Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey, attacked prayer and pushed gun control in the aftermath of yesterday's shooting. What's the White House's response to their comments?
Yes, I saw the comments of my predecessor, Ms. Psaki, and frankly, I think they're incredibly insensitive and disrespectful to the tens of millions of Americans of faith across this country who believe in the power of prayer. who believe that prayer works and who believe that in a time of mourning like this, when beautiful young children were killed while praying in a church, it's utterly disrespectful to deride the power of prayer in this country, and it's disrespectful to the millions of Americans of faith. And I would encourage Ms. Psaki to pray for these families themselves who need it right now more than ever.
All right, that's good. Go ahead, pause that. Okay, now let's zoom out so we can see Gavin Newsom's tweet. Further, so she's responding to Jen Psaki, who is that redhead who used to work for fucking Biden.
Circle back Psaki.
What?
Circle back Psaki.
Yes, exactly. So she was just a person who was just like paid to lie to us in public for a while. Anyway, so she was on this thing. So the Minneapolis mayor, he comes out and, Mayor American Psycho, he comes out and he's like, hey, don't pray, don't say thoughts and prayers. That's nothing, right? Because that's what it used to be. The leaders would come out and say thoughts and prayers. And then the millennial memes at that time were like, thoughts and prayers are stupid. We need gun control, right? So they're starting off with the thoughts and prayers are stupid thing, but now it's the leadership that's saying it. And then, so he said it, then Jen Psaki said it, and then Gavin Newsom said it. He said, these children were literally praying as they got shot. Was his tweet that he thought was a good tweet to tweet. Yeah. So go ahead.
I mean, it's factually true, but it's like the most insensitive bullshit that I've ever heard. Like,
right.
It's so demeaning. Like, dude, are you fucking kidding me?
Right. Because so many people are helpless. So many people are helpless right now and don't know what else to do. Right. And they might pray and they might get a lot of solace out of that. And there's a lot of people that believe it does work. Right. So,
yeah.
That's horrible. That's a horrible thing to say. This is what I retweeted this and said that we're ruled by lizard people who hate us. And this is what I mean. This right here. This is exactly what I'm talking about. So this is a guy. Now he's jumping in. And this is, by the way, this is your Democratic front runner for president.
Right? Oh, no. Recent polls show within the Democrats, actually, it's still Kamala Harris ahead.
No way.
I will see if I can find that chart.
No
Please do it. Please fucking do it.
Bro, careful what you wish for, bro. Anybody can win an election. No. Kamala's got some jiggle, though. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
You hitting that?
I would rather my opponents be very fucking stupid.
That's not what I asked. Are you having sex with Kamala Harris given the opportunity?
I don't hate myself that much.
Okay. All right. Are you sure, bro?
Yeah.
Really?
I'm pretty sure.
Bro, I feel like you're on a pretty serious dry spell. You're really not taking. You're not really not.
I will admit I am not in a dry spell.
Oh, okay. All right. That's some finding out more information that I want to know. What about you? You're engaged to be married.
You threw that accusation.
Nope. We're pivoting out of it. Roguish nerd, you are engaged to be married, so I assume you've been celibate for quite some time. Kamala Harris approaches you in a smoky bar, starts backing that thing up. Are you accepting it? Go ahead.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. Those teeth look like a fucking cheese grater.
All right, fine. Am I the only one that's going to acknowledge Kamala Harris has a little something, something? Am I the only one who's acknowledging that? Okay. All right, fine. Well, that's fine.
You know what? You have very good radar for I can fix her, and I'm that's the case.
You know what it is? It's because she's drunk all the time and she's lied to me so much. That's what it is. It's just that she's lied to me so much. I'm like, it's triggering something in me. Like I had to get in there. I got to let this ruin my life. I don't know. By the way, Carolyn, leave it. I don't love the nose job. I like her old nose better. What do you guys think?
Oh, let's see. Let me pull her up real quick.
I don't mind it.
Yeah, I don't love the nose job. A little too thin. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about this. What'd you think about her? I don't know. I kind of felt like her response was kind of inadequate to the vileness of what they're saying here. Because here's the thing. This is clearly what the Democrat Party wants us to say. They've all got unified because there's 3 different high-profile Democrats with significant, including the mayor of the city that it happened in, who are all on the same page of like, fuck your thoughts and prayers. Let's, I think they're all lubing it up to go gun grabbing. What do you think?
Yeah, I think they're coming for it. Like this one hits really close to home for a lot of conservatives, and yeah, it's going to be really tough to defend this one. You know?
Yeah. Yes, they're definitely cold-blooded losers. That's for sure. That's right, Master. Go ahead, buddy.
Yeah, I think they're. Yeah, since this one hits so close to home, right in the Catholic Church, kids, and your ideological opponent having access to, firearms, it's going to be a tough one to defend. You're going to have to be really principled and, really stick to your, metaphorical and literal guns on this.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. What do you, okay. So obviously, here's the thing. This is you are the father of a child, but you also have a "Don't Tread on Me" flag in the background.
Yes.
What do you think? You're actually a good person to have on for this. What do you think?
Yeah, I was actually considering volunteering at my kid's school to go and like be armed guards there. I mean, just
very based.
I'm just like, you know what? School's starting up, and we're, I'm sending her to a Catholic school, and it's like, okay, are we worried about copycats? Like, the school's taking extra security measures. What can I do as a concerned father to help out here? And yeah, I'm looking into it right now, but yeah, we'll see what happens. And my kid is like, well, not like, she is the most important thing to me. So
sure,
yeah, whatever I got to do, like keep her safe, either that or go and homeschool her. And that's no small thing either. There's a lot of sacrifices you got to make for that.
Yeah. Yeah. I think this is going to be like the linchpin issue, because we're going into midterms next year, and then presidential election starts right after, pretty much. Right.
Wait,
what do you think? How much you want to bet gun control is like a linchpin issue? What do you think?
For the Democrats? Yes, but we're not going to have another presidential election according to the left, because Trump's never going to leave.
Right.
Of course, this is the same rhetoric that we heard back in 2020, that he was going to barricade himself in the White House and not leave.
Yeah.
But yeah, he left. So I don't get where. So they're going to be riling up their base with, again, the gun control issue, probably specifically in the midterms. That's because it's that and hating Trump. That is the only things that they are going to be going with, and it's just not going to work. I did find that poll. So Morning Consult, late August, 2020 Democratic presidential nomination, Kamala Harris, 29%, Gavin Newsom, 19%.
Damn. So he's getting beat by someone else.
He's getting beat by someone else.
Just fucking anybody but that fuck, right?
So he's not, according to Morning Consult and their poll, yeah, he's not their front runner.
Okay, tell me what you think about this. I think Minneapolis mayor is trying to launch his presidential bid. I think he was trying to use that. What do you think? Because I think he saw what happened to Mayor Pete. Mayor Pete was the mayor of Buttfucksville, and now no disrespect to Mayor Pete and his lifestyle choices. He was the mayor of Buttfucksville, and then he ended up transportation secretary because he ran for president. I think Minneapolis mayor is thinking the same thing. What do you think?
Yeah, he's been doing a lot of photo ops like that, where he's just popping up and really capitalizing on the on this tragedy. I think he's going for it.
Never underestimate a Democrat's use of a tragedy to try to elevate their position.
Right. Do you guys see that clip of him like sobbing at George Floyd's gold coffin? Did you see that shit? Bro, with the mask on because it's fucking COVID. Bro. Yeah. That was weird.
Dude, at this point, anybody still wearing a mask, it's either it's basically just signaling to everybody that, aligns with you ideologically. Hey, I'm still with it. I'm still concerned about, safety and stuff. 99% of the people I see out in the wild, they're just living their lives.
Yeah.
if you wear a mask, you're fucking psychotic. Either that, I will give it to you if you're legitimately sick and you go to like a grocery store or something. Sure, that's I guess that's kind of understandable. But
when it comes down to it, at a certain point, we need to stop babying our immune systems. That is what causes things to actually be worse. I mean, you live in a completely sterile existence, then anything that comes at you is going to be terrible for you.
Yeah. The other one. Okay, hold on. Let's pull up. I want to know what your guys' take on this is. Can you pull up that one? Because the mother. Okay, so I'm going to prep this a little bit. So the mother of the perpetrator has decided that she's not going to cooperate with police, and she has hired a criminal defense attorney. So that's interesting. Very interesting. I think, and there she is. That's what she looks like, and that's her name, and now that's out there now, and so this is going to really suck for her for a while. But she's hired a criminal defense attorney, and she's not cooperating with police. Now, here's the thing. I know that I understand why people are going to be frustrated by that, but the fact is they've prosecuted the parents of mass shooters before. So it's reasonable for her to think that she's going to be prosecuted. Therefore, it is reasonable for her to hire a criminal defense attorney. And that's the incentive that you create when you prosecute the parents of school shooters. I know that like makes you feel good inside, but it's like now we're going to have a hard time figuring out what happened. And that's the whole point, because you created this incentive. That's what happened. What do you think? I know it's emotionally unsatisfying, but what do you guys think?
Based on the fact that she's a liberal white woman that probably encouraged, if not really pushed her son, really catered to his mental instability, I'm wondering how much she might be liable. Because I'm starting to think in this case specifically, there's other ones where like the Michigan shooter, we got the hands on the guns and stuff like that. They prosecuted the parents, and the parents were found, I believe, guilty. That was a case of not properly, I believe, taking care of their guns, and it was easy access. In this case, it's like if she was feeding into his psychosis, then she's just as an accessory to his crimes.
In this case, since you've violated the your most basic of human rights of life, I say Sabine on her hard drive, just see what the fuck is on there. I would like to see every shred of evidence, like we saw with Kyle Rittenhouse, all these past, various shooters. Not that I think Kyle Rittenhouse did anything wrong, but that level of scrutiny, I would love to see applied to this case.
Yeah. And any time a mass shooting happens like that, it's unfortunate. It's an invasion into the family, but something within the family instigated and helped facilitate. So unfortunately, if your child does something like this, expect your life to be turned upside down and fully investigated. It's unfortunate, but I think that is a necessary evil that needs to occur when it comes to something like this.
Yeah, it would be really nice to know why this happened, right? Or to have some kind of idea why this happened. People are saying he was part of some like satanic internet cult or something, or like, and that's what all these new trans shooters are about. And then some people are saying that the satanic internet cult is started by the feds. So this could all be like some MK Ultra shit we don't even know about, but we're not going to find out about that unless we actually do an investigation. And the problem with, I understand wanting to hold someone accountable, and the shooter's dead, so you can't hold the shooter accountable. And I know it feels really good. It would feel really good to like, publicly punish the mom in the absence of being able to publish a shooter, because it does kind of seem like that she must have. This wouldn't have happened if she hadn't encouraged it. The name change wouldn't have happened, and the transition and all this stuff wouldn't have happened if she hadn't gotten behind it.
But she's the one that's making it more of an issue by not cooperating with the police.
Yeah, but I would do the same thing if I were her. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah,
I would.
I would too.
You're in a tough position, but it's like, and here's the thing. This is what I'm saying, why it makes it frustrating for the public, because the most important thing, I think, is investigating the shit out of it and figuring out what happened.
Well, we already know what happened with the Nashville shooter and how much they've been just hiding his manifesto. And, and
dude,
trying to keep that quiet because, again, you want to know what I'm a constitutionalist. That's what I believe in. And I do believe the First Amendment, not all the amendments, there's only the only rule of law. If we're going to play by the rules that are already in place, and you guys, especially in Minnesota, have red flag laws and stuff like that, how is the mental illness that is gender dysphoria not preclude not allowing to have firearms?
That's a good question. Okay, because it's okay. This is what I'm saying is like one thing people are saying is that there's data suggesting that transgender folks are way more likely to commit violence, and people are saying that's because people are trying to think of it like a civil rights group, but it's not a civil rights group. It's a bunch of mentally disturbed people that are being pumped full of psych meds and hormones, and
mainly the violence is males pretending to be female.
Yeah, because you're taking somebody with male rage and male strength and giving them the hormone that makes women crazy. How is that going to go well?
Oh shit! I didn't think about that. That's
it's
a really
stupid.
Good point. Holy shit!
Yeah, dude. Bro, watch my show. I'm a little hurt. It's like the other thing too is, think about it. Even the other way, you're taking a woman with all of her emotions and you're pumping full of the hormone that makes men want to kill stuff. Right? So you want to fucking kill everything. Imagine if you've never had a rush of testosterone before and getting it for the first time at like 30. Imagine what that would be like, dude. Putting holes in walls and shit, random boaters.
Right. And this is also coming from the side that is socialistic and communistic, that fully believes in the means justify the ends. So, you're already have so much instability on that side, and then you're chemically causing even more disruption.
Yeah. So it's like, so what I'm saying is the reason it's confusing, if you're thinking about it if you're any other civil rights, like any other group of people, it's like, oh, weird. It's weird that this one group is super violent. In this case, it's not weird at all. It's not weird at all, because you're selecting for the most unstable people you can find. That's not good.
Can you
unstable people do? Go ahead.
Can you bring that picture up again? I just want to point something out real quick. He looks like a Down syndrome potato.
Oh fuck! It does. Not good. Not good.
Got eyes all over the place.
Not good. Not good looking. That's the problem.
Wasn't he the main? Kind of looks like the actor that played from the 70s that played the elephant in
Emerald. I didn't prepare it for this, but do you have a picture of him like pre-transition? Because there's a picture floating around of him from like 17, and he just looks like a normal kind of gay adjacent dude.
But before I do that, I got to bring this up quick.
Yeah, dude, this is gnarly. So this has been kind of floating around on X, where people are talking about what they're called. I think what people are trying to meme it into the trans violence epidemic. I don't know if that's going to catch on. That's a political meme. So I don't know.
Well, it is kind of, if you look at quite a bit of a lot of recent mass shootings, you have this that is occurring, that you see this. And when you constantly are hearing the rhetoric that's coming from that side, that they feel that these actions are all justified because they're at war, they're under attack.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of the stuff on Reddit. Unfortunately, some of it's hard to discuss on YouTube, some of the things they're saying, but a lot of this stuff is like kind of saying, well, this is what you get for perpetrating a trans genocide. Actually, that video, that bald guy, can you pull that up? Because that's a great example of what we're talking about. That actually leads right in to what we're trying to say. But the general impression is, you guys are trying to perpetrate a trans genocide. So this is self-defense. And if we kill little Catholic children, then we're killing future fascists. That's what they're saying. Even though, by the way, everybody who's actually Catholic knows most Catholics vote Democrat. They're super lukewarm. It's actually hard to find like a based Catholic church. You got to work at it a little bit. And this is especially true of the churches attached to schools, because the most liberal order of priests is what founded all the schools. For those of you that are outsiders and don't know the situation.
I'm very close to a very familiar, for those that are really into basketball, this university is well known, and that is Gonzaga. Gonzaga is not Catholic.
Dude.
Yeah.
They're the offshoot of Catholicism. They're Jesuit.
Yeah, so this is important. Jesuits are a lot different, and all the schools are founded by Jesuits, and they are. It is a very, very, very social justice oriented wing of the priesthood, and so they tend to, like, I went to a mass there one time, and they were talking about marginalized peoples and offering LGBTQ brothers and sisters and shit, and I was like, you know what, I'm good actually on this. Time out. Now that's they are technically, this is more of an in-house fight. Like, this is an in-house fight. This is, family business I'm telling on here, but this is something that is kind of known. So, but the idea that they think that, so a lot of people who, well, to be fair, a lot of Catholics do vote Democrat, and they do like going to those churches. It's not for me. It's not what I do, but that's how they are. And I'm guessing
it's not Christian. It's not Christian, because all of those will have some rainbow signs up. They will have open and affirming and all this stuff. And Christianity clearly, I mean, all branches of Christianity live by you don't hate the sinner, but you hate the sin. In other words, you don't embrace the sin. These things are sinful in Christianity. So a church
it's not a good look.
Embracing it, I'm sorry, that is not a Christian church.
No, it's not a good look. And so I don't go there, because of that. And that's the same reason. But here's the thing, like, I don't know what this church was, but I'm just connecting dots. And it's in the middle of Minneapolis, which is a super blue area. It's the, Democratic National Committee, I think, has their headquarters there. Somebody told me that. So it's like, it's a very, very blue area. I'm guessing that everybody up in that church, or a good percentage of the people up at that church, were from Democrat voting families and were future Democrat voters. So the idea that these people are expressing online that you're like murdering future fascists, despite being heinous, right, is not even true. Right? It's not even true that you're taking out people that are probably would be on your side. Here's the thing. I will say this about leftist Christians. Their emphasis is on same with Lutherans, about 50% conservative at best. We have a split. The more conservative Lutheran churches identify as confessional Lutheran. Yeah, dude. My hat sucks. Thanks, bro. Appreciate you. Now wearing a hat because I live in Las Vegas, Nevada, and it's very hot here. So there's a ceiling fan right above my head regulating my body temperature, and it blows right down here, and it blows my hair just a little bit, just enough to get it in my eyes. Yeah, that's why you should go to a Latin mass and go to traditional Latin mass, super bass. Agreed. Yeah, I think that's the thing. So the based direction that the church is going in right now, all the based people are super young. So if I see somebody who's wearing a veil at church, or somebody who's going to a traditional Latin mass, or two like married people with a big ass family and they're wearing like suit and tie to mass, whatever, guys who lift weights, that's all like Gen Z shit. They're super, they're so much more.
No, alpha, even alpha is starting to become are returning to the church.
Yeah, I think that's
religious. Because essentially, like every other generation rebels against the previous one. So you have the Gen Z that has done all this hyper stuff for all of this liberal stuff. So the next generation's now going to naturally fight against the previous generation. And what are we finding? We're seeing more alphas becoming more religious. They're coming out and becoming more conservative out the get-go.
That's the trend.
They're rejecting Gen Z's worldview.
Go ahead. Let's pull up this guy, because this is a boomer. This is actually what I'm thinking is like a boomer take. I haven't seen any cool people with this take. Go ahead, play this.
And you know what? There's going to be a lot more of that coming up. Especially at these religious areas. Hey, we've had enough of your kind coming after public schools, right? It's about time. Yeah, churches and Catholic schools and religious schools, it's about time they get their turn.
Hey, FBI, can we look into this guy?
Dude. Yeah. It's about time because his okay. So he's saying, just so we're clear, he's saying religious people are going after public schools. Therefore, it's about time you guys got your get back. This is what I'm saying. These people, a lot of people are saying they view this act as retribution or justice for some kind of perceived wrongdoing. Like, this is like, you've been coming after us, so now this is us getting our get back, which is crazy because like we're saying, a lot of Christian churches have been like maybe too accepting of this, if we're being honest, right?
Yeah.
And don't forget, they're attacking children who children. I didn't hear of any teachers or anything like that getting either shot at or around. I mean, obviously there might have been one or two, but these kids haven't had a chance to even have any kind of influence. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Because again, it seems to be a hallmark of the left is because they're not having their own kids or killing off their own kids. So that's the reason why they're going after the rights kids.
Yeah. Okay. So a couple of things are going on here. I think the shooter chose it. I think that you choose that because he's like, I'm like, what is the worst, most nihilistic, most evil, most horrible thing I could possibly do? And then I'm going to do that. And that's going to be my revenge on existence, I think, is what motivated that. I don't understand what's motivating like Baldy McGay guy over here. I don't know why how can you be so angry that you want children to die? That's only possible if you don't see your opponents as people. That's it. Because otherwise, let me ask you this. Do you want leftist children to die? Roguish nerd?
I mean, leftists don't have children, so it's kind of hard.
Yeah.
Okay, how much of this is, because I'll bet you anything, I'll bet you dollars to dog shit, that guy doesn't have any kids, right? So how much of this is just they don't have kids, so they don't like kids? How much of it is that? Well, that's why they can say this stuff.
Yeah, listen to their rhetoric. I mean, pro-abortion for one. And then like when they talk about pregnancy, oh, it's a parasite. Oh, your life is gonna suck. You're gonna never have any fun again. And I'm like, you know what? I actually I got a little bit of extra time off today, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna spend that hanging out with my daughter. And right. I had a blast, even though we were just playing hooky. Like, we went to a toy store and got some board games after the stream. I'm gonna go play Would You Rather with her. And it's just like, dude, I'm so excited to do that. And it's like, you can't describe that to someone who just doesn't share that worldview. It's like you just don't you don't value that kind of bonding time.
So I did find an image of the
dude. Yeah, dude. That looks like a normal guy to me. A little bit gay. Bit gay. But not even excessively. This is the plunging neckline.
Yeah. He kind of looks like that guy from Star Wars with the really long neck. What's that?
Darth Vader?
No. Yarel Poof or something.
That's a deep cut. All right.
Yeah. Oh my God. That's
that's okay. So let me ask you this. So getting back to this. So here's what we know about the family so far. We don't know a lot. We know parents are divorced. We know mom is they had to have co-signed the name change or it wouldn't have happened. Right?
It's a minor. Yep.
So where is dad at is what Master Hobo is asking. And I think that's what a lot of people are asking. Because we know that they're divorced. Dad is somewhere, right?
Could be like
dad is somewhere.
And it could be a situation too, additionally, like what happened down in Texas, where the husband did not want his child transitioned, and the mother did, and the mother took the child out of state for
I see.
transitioning, and in the end, the state couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah, I see that. But like, so let me ask you this. So do you think dad has a spine and that's the problem? Or do you think that, maybe he pieced out on his responsibilities? It's hard to tell at this point.
Well, the thing is, it's Minnesota, and I've met plenty of people from Minnesota that they are through and through blue. There is not a whole lot of red, especially depending if they're coming from the major cities. But that state has been deep blue for a very long time. So it could be a matter of him being more of I'm going out for cigarettes and not coming back. Or he had a backbone, couldn't stand dealing with a liberal wife and split.
That's the thing that's going on. Obviously, there's a lot of tension in the family.
Yep.
It seems like that's the thing. It's like if it's a leftist mom, leftist dad, trans kid.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious.
It seems like
a lot of images of fathers with their trans child, and you look and you can see it in their eyes, they're dead inside, or they have like a look, they're trying to look happy, but you can see the complete disappointment.
Yeah. Okay. So I know with the mom thing, right? Okay. So we know she worked at the school. She's mentioned in the manifesto way more so than dad. And he's encouraging sister to make up with mom in the manifesto. So a lot of people are focusing on mom, but I actually kind of think you guys are right. I mean, the mom question is interesting, but I'm way more interested in where dad is at in this whole thing. I'm way more interested in that because I think the fact that he's absent from the narrative so far speaks volumes.
It's not to say that mom hasn't been poisoning and saying he's your father, he's an evil conservative. He didn't like that. He didn't like the fact that you transitioned. And in fact, he's with Trump. And you've heard what Trump has said about people like you and just poisoning his mind, programming and just filling full of propaganda. And then essentially more needs to come out, because at least at this point, it's still all speculation.
Yeah.
Until more evidence truly comes out. I mean, they have the manifesto. Some of it's leaked. We have what we've seen so far, but in the end, it's hard to say, and all you can do is speculate.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just straight to me. This looks like a spiritual problem. I'll be honest with you about that. People don't like me saying that, but I'm going to say it anyway. I think it's a spiritual problem. This is what happens. It's what you open yourself up to when you're not. Let's see. Hold on. Leftist ideology lean into individualism and viewing yourself as God. If I'm not mistaken, hell in Hebrew 4 is to be without God. Yeah. And if I'm not mistaken, hell is not an actual place until the second coming. So hell is theologically is to be the furthest you could possibly be removed from God. Right. So
that's why you can experience hell on earth.
Yeah. And that's what happens if you put yourself at the center and you pursue something else. That's the thing that I noticed in the manifesto. It came across as like very vain. It's very, like, look at me and I'm a victim and stuff, and reminding everybody to be good people. It's like, I don't want to be a cancer patient someday, so I'm going to be a school shooter instead. I think that'll be easier for my family to deal with. That's crazy.
Go be a good person. Bang.
Crazy. And but the reaction to it is unsettling, I think, right? Like the fact that the Democrats are all coming out together and being like, man, fuck your prayers. And that's crazy. And they were like, remember, let's not use this as an opportunity to victimize trans people. And it's like, I agree. But why you spend so much time talking about trans people and almost no time talking about Catholic people when it was actually Catholic children that got murdered? That's what happened. And I don't care which brand of pervert did it, but I'm not super concerned about discrimination against the pervert community. I'm much more concerned about the children who died. You see what I'm saying? That's me. Am I the asshole? Go off.
No.
Hashtag protect Catholic children.
Well, the biggest thing I will say is it's from a commentator that I heard, and he brings up a really good point in the sense that The moment violence gets to this point, I really don't care what their motives were.
Yeah.
I don't care what their argument was. I don't care what they were fighting for. The moment violence comes in, we don't care about this individual and what they were standing for, because they're garbage. Their points were complete. Their points and whatever they were fighting for are completely now lost and don't even fucking matter.
Yeah. Well,
So he's broken by a sword.
Yeah. Well, let me bring this into it. I think if I'm looking at it, people are trying to create a through line, and some people, like I heard Rosie O'Donnell saying that he was like a right-wing MAGA guy because he was racist, and I heard leftists or rightists saying that he was leftist because he was trans. But if you look at it, it's totally incoherent. There's no political messaging. I think the point of it is just chaos. I really think the point of it is just chaos and nihilism, and nothing matters. What do you think?
Because her comment specifically on that and saying that is because even reporting just simply said that Trump's name was on the weapon. Not the fact of the full statement, but just saying, oh, his name was on it. Kind of like,
wasn't it try to talk about taking him out, right?
Yeah. I mean, it was just all kinds of graffiti of leftist talking points, propaganda, and leftist violence on it. So don't sit here and try to do that. But I expect this to get buried. The more this comes out, I expect the media to run away from this.
Well, let me ask you, because I see it as this is a person. I don't think this is a person that had like well-formed views. I do think this is a person who's just like out to just sow chaos and create as much suffering as possible because they're just in a pit of nihilism and despair, right? But I don't know if there's ideological motivation, but I will say, if you're asking who was it who enabled the system that, you know, convinced this guy he was trans and then created the medical policies to kind of like push that process along, it was leftists who created the tracks and put him on them, right? Like it was leftists who did all that. So whether or not this guy was a leftist, it was leftists that paved the way for him to get the hormones and the psych meds and whatever the hell else. I mean, I don't know if he was on psych meds, but you know, whatever the hell else he may have been on, or the crazy brainwashing therapy, even if he didn't take a single drug in his life, which I doubt, right? He got the crazy brainwashing therapy.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen a bunch of memes come from trans people that are, you know, basically in support of this kind of stuff, like posting a bunch of guns and then having their whatever pills mixed in there too. It's like,
jeez,
what the fuck?
Okay, well, let me ask you this: what percentage of trans people do you think actually agree with that? Because you got to think trans is what, like 0.8% of the population or whatever it is, right? Less than 1%, let's say.
It's not all of them, because you have some of them out there that will acknowledge that they have gender dysphoria. They know they're a man, but feel right as being a woman and won't participate in female sports because they know that internally they're still male, and they understand everything about it and don't push the issue. Those are the ones that are quiet. Those are the ones that aren't out there pushing in everyone's face. They're just let me live my life.
Not being extra.
Right. And now you have the ones that are already your revolutionary communists that are involved in it, and they're the ones that are the most vocal. They're the ones that are out there. They're the ones that are essentially going after kids. That's the ones, and it's a vocal minority. I think it truly is actually a vocal minority within that community.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So I always say like 3 out of 4 women are cool, but the 1 out of 4 that suck are the loudest, right? I wonder if that's the same thing is going on with the Transformers. If it's the Decepticons are only 25%. You know what I'm saying?
I think you're going to have a higher rate of people that agree with causing violence, or I think you're going to have a higher rate of transgenders that are okay with perpetrating violence, because I mean, you're just steeped in that doctrine the entire way through, man. Like, what do you think the ratio of like trans conservatives to trans communists is? I'd be willing to bet. I'd be willing to bet big money communism is a very big, highly overrepresented.
I would say that because to believe that you were born in the wrong body is to believe that God made a mistake. So I don't see that more as a right-wing view that could even be squared. But on the communistic anti-religious side, well, then it's just nature, and nature made a mistake. And so they're more inclined to, I think, gravitate towards that. And be more vocal about it.
Yeah. Well, communists like to break down boundaries. That's their main thing. So, and by the way, every communist state that has ever existed has tried to lower the age of consent. That's true. It always goes in that direction because they try to break down all social boundaries eventually. That's true. Okay.
And they've all ended in massive amounts of bloodshed.
Yep. And that's why, because boundaries are good, actually. All right. Well, this is getting super dark, guys. Do you want to talk about a video game? No, it's okay. I started it. At least my goal, by the way, was to not accidentally bitch about women for 2 hours. So if I can stop, because I do that on my show, like 8 to 10 hours a week of live streaming is dedicated to that subject. So I really wanted to talk about something else because I'm on somebody else's show. He's nice enough to let me guest host.
I guess we're there kind of.
So with that mind, being that this is Rogues Gallery and it's pop culture and everything else, we're ready on the next one.
Yeah. So we've got this video game trailer. This is a lot of fun. So this is a really big blockbuster game. We're very excited about it. I'm kidding, of course. This is some leftist nonsense. Let's go ahead and watch it.
Listen. If you want a shot at making it, you have to think about this like it's an adventure. Crossing the Sonoran Desert. She's unforgiving. She may trick you with her beauty, but amongst these sands, she's the biggest beast of them all. You will find La Migra swirling above you, cutting through the sky with her blades. Avoid detection at all costs. We've all given up so much already, but the sacrifices will not stop here.
Can I point out that there's no women?
Are you? Yeah. Hey, are you guys excited to play Illegal Immigrant Simulator? You guys excited?
As excited as I am to go watch Fantastic Four, so not very much.
Oh, Jesus Christ, that's crazy. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. And everyone makes a good point. There's no women I noticed. It's just all fighting age men that are sneaking across the border.
Well,
Isn't that interesting?
Because it's less men that are victimized on the trail, because they can't do a simulator if it had women and children involved, because it was never going to get released of what they go through.
And
yeah,
dude.
In the North, we like our ice.
Yeah, we need an ice version of the game called Take Them South.
Oh my gosh.
Based.
That's incredible.
Right. Go ahead. Let's finish this up. This is great.
Fascinating, isn't it?
Oh, hold on. Pause it.
How far our hearts...
Okay, competitive online multiplayer. One team's the immigrants, one team's ICE in the helicopter.
Based.
I think
that's fun.
We saw that in an old episode of South Park. They played they played border security versus Mexicans.
Yeah, dude, I think that would be a fun game. I think that would be fun. This does not feel fun. This feels preachy. Go ahead.
We'll go for a chance at una vida mejor. Are you ready?
There is a video out there. Asmund Gold watched it, of literally them talking about the creation of the game. Asmund Gold, yeah. So I'll put it in the chat to go back, and it's what FNT was kind of reviewing. Kind of going through and stuff. And that they when they were doing this, they were researching people's thoughts, and so they could help with misinformation. So this is also not just a game, but this is informational. It's edutainment, so it can correct the misinformation and the false propaganda that's been pushed.
Of course.
I'll put it out there. I would be willing to play this game, and I will never succeed at it, just on purpose.
Nice.
Oh my gosh.
That's crazy.
Yeah, this is nonsense. It doesn't even look fun. Like,
no, that's the thing. Like, if it was fun, I think it would have a market. Like I'm saying, if they did competitive ICE versus immigrants, and it was a competitive multiplayer game, that sounds fun to me.
Dude, that'd be so rad.
And I get what they're saying. Like, if they could create a fun video game, then that's awesome for propagandizing people in favor of.
Military's been doing it for years, using using Call of Duty and Battlefield, and I mean that's really the origin of those first person shooters was military involvement, specifically to get people to want to join the military.
Yeah, dude.
Hell yeah, brother, go seize the oil. This is great. I remember those days.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. So now we have this. Master Hobo creates it as an interesting perspective. Did they talk to ICE agents for their perspective, though? I'd probably not. Probably not. Whoa, hold on.
Whoa. Hey.
Full Metal Nate is here.
Hey.
What's up, buddy?
What's up, guys?
How are things?
Question of the evening is, would you like to play Take Us North?
What?
Oh.
Elaborate.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
it's Illegal Immigrant Simulator.
Yes.
Oh.
Is
it a video game?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. It's Illegal Immigrant Simulator. It's pretty cool.
Do I get to run from ICE and like hide in bushes and shit like that?
Yeah, it seems like it. Yeah, there's going to be overhead helicopters. You can donate to the Kickstarter if you want to.
Yeah,
that sounds sick. I actually like that. That sounds fun.
Okay, it does, right? Okay, so like, listen, if we could do like competitive multiplayer ICE versus immigrants, I think that would be fun. Thank you.
What one of your a group of your friends are illegals and a group of your friends are ICE agents hunting you down?
Yes,
that sounds awesome.
That sounds fun, right? That sounds fun. Objectively, sounds like a good time, and they could do that.
Would it piss certain people off? Yes. Do I care? No, not really.
Not a bit.
No, we need to
get
more on that. That is epic.
That's the game they should be making.
Yes.
You're welcome. These ideas are free, by the way. I'm just giving these out.
Well, they're free for now. Eventually, you're gonna have someone have to.
You see, this is your problem. You're not monetizing your ideas. It's hurting you.
Dude, I am maybe the most under monetized creator I'm aware of. I'm doing all of this shit for free at this point.
I bought your shirt.
Hey, that's my merch. He's wearing my merch. He's wearing my merch. Shout out to my merch store. Go buy something.
Yeah.
It took me a minute to get here because I was playing some card games with my family. So.
Yeah, that's okay. Well, Nate has people who loves him, so fuck that guy, I guess.
You got family? You got people who care about you? Well, fuck you.
Revolting.
It's absolutely disgusting. I don't condone it.
That's crazy. All right. Well, hey, let's do you want to
okay. Well, no, we were talking about simulators, and I mean there is another simulator. Now, this one's more a question for Nate to see if Nate would like to play this simulator.
It depends on what it is. I like that. I like the illegals versus ICE thing. So what else you got?
That's a good idea.
How about this one?
Okay. So Nate,
so I get to sit in a chair and tell women how shit their opinions are.
Okay. So here's what happened. Because Rogue started right here. The other day on Touch Grass, we were talking about this video game, Super Seducer, which is this pickup artist video game. And we pulled it up, and the guy looked just like me. And so they photoshopped my face onto it. And I'm going to have to play the game on a stream at some point.
Dude,
I
you need
have
to
to,
stream it
no.
live. It needs to be
It
across
was like-
YouTube, Rumble, everywhere.
Yeah, dude. The fact that they pulled this guy up and he like I'm telling you, looked just like me.
It was like looking
It
at
was
a mirror.
like, oh fuck. Don't that's not me. Don't do it. Yeah, you gotta do it. You gotta do it because he hasn't seen it. I'm not trying to make you nervous, sweetheart. Bro, that's a brutal edit. That's such a brutal edit. I'll be honest with you, it's not much better in context. I'll be honest with you.
Was that
It's
Vaughn Coleman who made that?
Yes, that was fucking
Okay.
Vaughn Coleman.
God.
Shout out to Vaughn Coleman, comic book creator, co-author of I Can Fix Her, coming later this year. Semi-autobiographical comic book about me, the legally distinct character from me, has an opportunity to get back together with his half-demon ex-girlfriend. Shenanigans ensue. Semi-autobiographical, loosely based on a true story.
I was gonna say, isn't like half of the draw of that book just all of your friends dying in really horrible ways?
That's true. That's true. If you want to see each member of the Rogues Gallery variously dismembered, this is the way to do it. This is gonna be fun. And shout out to the Runaway Vagabond. He's gonna be death by gooning. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So yeah, no, it's a lot of fun. Putting a lot of time and effort
Inspired by
into that
real
one.
events.
And yeah, inspired by real events. That's important. And well, that's another thing too. Is it's semi-autobiographical,
documentary.
so it really is. There's a lot of helpful information in there. So if you, it's a thinly veiled metaphor for borderline personality disorder. So in case you ever encounter that,
how dad's gonna die in it.
Oh,
yeah, yeah, it's fun. It's fun. No. I'm hoping, honestly, it would be my dream for everybody. Everybody like frames the panel where they die. That would make me so happy. If it turns out that well, I'll be so happy. Just
no,
like
every major death needs to be a 2-page splash.
Yeah, dude. It's like, bro, comic books cost money. I didn't even know that. You gotta like pay people to make them.
Talk to Vaughn Coleman about that. I mean, his most recent one, he raced like what 10K for?
Yeah,
it?
just hit 11K. Shout out to Phenomenova. Just hit 11K today. So shout out to Phenomenova issue 3. It's really blowing up right now. That's why I'm excited to work with him, man. He's a very, very creative, gay but creative. That goes together. So he's a very silly little gay boy, but creative, sensitive.
Don't let him catch you saying that.
I will. He can. This is recorded, so he can. Very, very gay, but sensitive, but creative also.
By the way, this is a side note.
Breastfed too long, I feel like, right? That's why he looks like that. Just breastfed too long, you know.
Side note: I'm looking at the thumbnail for this stream. I noticed you as Boba Fett. I did not notice Iron Oxide.
Carbonite. Yeah. Yeah. I'm taking over his show. And by the way, a lot of people said, Theo, all you can do is bitch about women for hours at a time. You can't host a show that's not bitching about women. And here I am not bitching about women. So you're welcome, by the way. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to Iron. I was like, please, Iron, let me do something in my wheelhouse. He's like, no, got to keep it on totopic. So that's what
I saw that last night. He was like, you know what? I don't have to worry about it because you're going to be doing it on your channel. So go right the fuck ahead.
Yeah. A lot of fun.
Bitching about him transgentially.
Yeah. That's technically true. Yeah, dude. Nate, have you gotten a chance to, while we're talking about it, we can just, we can talk about, wait, hold on. Let's check in with the chat. Master Hobo, it wasn't easy for Theo to freeze Iron and Carbonite, that's for sure. That's right, buddy.
You had to catch him first.
Also, new nickname for Full Metal Nate just dropped, Bathroom Boy.
Actually, that's been my nickname for a while, Theo.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, my bad. I'm behind the times, everybody. That's me. That's my fault. Yeah,
it's the shower. It always goes back to the shower.
Yeah, dude. Well. So yeah, dude, but it's been a tough news day, man. I mean, you haven't really got a chance to talk about the shooting or the tweets. We just did Baldy McGayface and what he was saying about, how the kids had it coming basically for being.
Which one was Baldy McGayface? I watched your streams talking about the whole thing that happened in Minneapolis, but I've been at work all week. So
gotcha. So you don't even know what's going on. Okay, that's fine. Did you yeah, we'll probably skip over that thing because the audience has already heard that. I just wanted to give you an opportunity to sound off because I care about you. I want to give you an opportunity to, vent your frustrations.
Well, I mean, the short version is I think the whole situation is absolutely deplorable. And I think if you are in favor of the shooter or if you sympathize with the shooter, you are a complete scumbag piece of shit. Seriously.
Yeah, dude. It's unsettling.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, I don't care what your creed is. I don't care about your background, what religion you come from, or just who you are as a person. If you go into a place looking to cause harm to kids, you are a scumbag. You are a human pile of shit, and you do not deserve to be drawing the same fucking breath that I draw every day. You don't.
What's crazy about it is like how many of our Democrat politicians seem to fall into that category where they're like, screw your prayers. Prayers don't matter. Don't bully trans people and don't pray.
Yeah, keep praying to your sky daddy. He's not going to protect them. I do pray to my sky daddy, and he looks after me every day.
Yeah, that's not how the game goes, man. Sorry, we're just doing our best. And a lot of times, people, like I said this yesterday. People are desperate for something to do, man. They don't know what to do. Most people can't help at all. No. They can't do anything. That's the best most people can do, and to take that away from them is crazy.
Well, it's like, how are we supposed to know this is going to happen? Like, don't you aren't you the people that brought up the fact that we need people to like be on watch for like activity or behavior or patterns or signs that this person might do something, but you don't want to do anything until the worst happens. That's the problem.
Well, let me ask you something. Okay. That's the other thing. Okay, go ahead, Emerald. Sorry, you go ahead.
I was just going to say, because it's Democrat MO, because they're all about taking away the guns, they need events like this to occur for them to try to mobilize sympathy to try to get gun control, to take guns away from the American population. So, of course, they're not going to do anything with it in any kind of way. This just dawned on me. If I remember correctly, it's either the shooter's mother or the shooter's father actually has connection to the federal government.
I think it's the father.
Yeah, the father. Oh, that is okay. So I did hear one thing about dad, right? I heard he was like a CIA contractor. Yeah, I don't know what that means though. That could mean a lot of things. Like, are they contracting him to put in the water coolers? Or
he could just be there to like fix the plumbing or mow the lawn. You don't know.
It's a weird coincidence though.
Mm-hmm.
Could be all the way up to, we really don't want any kind of connection back to the CIA. That kind of shit.
Well, because then it brings into
legit.
Because it brings into question just how legitimate is the claim that this person was acting on their own.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, people are wondering that if this is some kind of MK Ultra thing, because it's been so many trans shooters now. And so people are saying there's an online demonic cult. People are saying it's some kind of MK Ultra government psyop thing. I do think that if you're talking about trans people, you're talking about the most mentally unstable demographic of people in the whole country. So it's not surprising to me that they're doing crazy nonsense if they're crazy anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would personally like to bring up like what happened to See Something Say Something. Not that I really agree with it, but if you're concerned about somebody going crazy, like there's only so much you can do as an individual. But
I guess what's just killing me the most about this whole situation is just the reaction that a lot of people on the left are having. Like, if you look at some of the shit people are saying online, it's disgusting, dude. Like, I think there was one I read today where it said something along the lines of, crisis averted, future fascists eliminated or something like that. Like, who says that kind of shit about kids?
Yeah. And we've talked about that earlier. It's not even accurate. It's not even accurate. These are probably Democrat voters. These are Catholics in Minneapolis. I guarantee you those are Democrat voters. Like, just
that probably already empathize and sympathize with the trans community.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You're shooting your allies probably in that case. You're shooting people who support your.
They wonder why they're losing more and more support. You want an act like this is going to take some of those parents that maybe we're kind of just on the fence, neither right nor left on the issue. Yeah. You may have just completely shoved them to the right.
Right.
Yeah. Well, people get mad. I talk to leftists kind of a lot. And so
I don't know how you do it.
Yeah, I told him. I was like, "We stream it. Go back. Hey, check out my stream with Jasmine. That was great. What's her name from the thing? You guys know the one. Anyway,
Say hi to
what I noticed is like, if you say anything, what's up, Diana? What's up, girl? How you doing? If you say anything though, about even if you say something simple like, hey, I think the left really overplayed their hand and I think trans activists are doing too much. And when that dude was like jiggling his titties on the White House lawn, and then remember when that dude knocked out that little Italian girl in the Olympics? People didn't like that. She cried. Yeah. People didn't like that. And people associate, even though that's international, people associate that with Democrats. They know Democrats are the ones who do that. And when that dude with the Adam's apple like balled up his fist and hit that little Italian girl, hit her factory reset, she went back to, you saw her walking to go make the spaghetti. That's how her grandparents used to settle disputes, you know? And that's what I'm saying, though. Like, people didn't like that. People don't like that, is what I'm saying. It makes them uncomfortable. They don't like it, and they associate that with Democrats. So what I'm saying is, like, they overplayed their hand.
But it is kind of interesting. It's because a side that says you don't hit a woman, you don't attack women, you don't. Well, now I'm wearing a dress identified as a woman, so I'm going to hit her.
Now I'm going to beat the shit out of her.
I don't understand like how this is like. These are the people that are always screeching about women's safety and keeping women safe and protecting women from men and how dangerous men are. And then you're like, let's let men in the ladies' locker room.
Yeah, like, as long as he's wearing a dress and he identifies as Deanne and not Dan, we're gonna let him in there.
Well, because they don't want to. Okay, because here's the thing: these are the same people that chose the bear, right? Yeah. So they don't want to be in the woods with the man, but they do want to be in the locker room with the man. What's going on, guys? Am I crazy? Am I the asshole? Because they're making it sound like I'm the asshole for bringing it up.
So when they played Baldur's Gate 3, did they fuck the bear as well?
Probably.
Oh my god!
I think they got confused on the definition of bear.
Right. Yeah. Bear has two different meanings now, right?
Yeah.
They always have. But with that said, because of the additional jokes and stuff, I've lost my train of thought.
Sorry about that.
For the Rogues Gallery. But no, it's the dead in the eyes. You see it in a lot of the leftists. It's crazy eyes. I don't think it's just crazy eyes. I think that the cognitive dissonance that's constantly going on in their heads, it's showing through their eyes and causing the dead eyes.
Yeah.
Causing crazy eyes.
Let me ask you something. How much do you think they are? Okay, because my theory is when I think leftist, I think terminally online, spends way too much on the phone. Maybe they're like zonked out from staring at the phone. And they might I also think SSRIs make you look dead in the eyes sometimes. So some of it's psych meds, some of it's too much time on the phone. What do you think is causing that? Do you have any ideas?
I'm still in the portion of the cognitive dissonance that's actually fully denying reality.
Yeah.
But can't stray away from the party line.
Right, because you lose. It's like leaving your religion. You lose your whole social circle. You lose everybody. You'd have to completely rebuild your worldview from the ground up, and that's really hard. A lot of people can't do that, or they're not prepared to do that because that's painful. What do you guys think? What else is going on?
No, I think you hit it on the head with the overexposure to technology too. Because I mean, any person can get online nowadays and just fall into the wrong crowd or the wrong social space and just get absolutely brainwashed into thinking what, this social space thinks.
Yeah.
Tune in to Saturdays at 11 a.m. PST for Touchgrass with Theo Snodgrass.
Get brainwashed the right way.
Emphasis on
I also think it's just a lack of just normal socializing. Like, you have an entire generation of people that, live inside and, their houses and don't go outside and just interact with everyday people. So, of course, they start hanging out with all these, echo chambers and all these people that think a specific way, and they're not out there interacting with real people trying to find out, oh, well, maybe it's not this way. Maybe it's, the other way.
And that's why they also shut down when a opposition thought comes their way. Or when they're out in public, when something doesn't go their way, or a thought is stated that goes against their worldview, their initial reaction is like if they were sitting behind a keyboard on Reddit or Twitter and raging, instead of having a conversation, they immediately go to violence, insults, and attacks.
They start screaming, screeching, tearing things up.
Okay, that's real. You've seen that. It's very scary when you see it happen in real life. But let me juxtapose something real quick, because when you see, if you say a conservative thought around a leftist, you're going to trigger a shriek tantrum reaction. But a lot of time, if you guys are relatively right of center, all of you in your own ways, differences among you, but you're relatively right of center. If you hear a leftist just being like, you're going to probably, correct if I'm wrong, you're probably going to roll your eyes. Well, what are you going to do? And keep it pushing and be like, well, this is a Wendy's. I'm just going to order my nuggets and get going. Right? Like,
sir, this is a Baskin Robbins. I'm just here for my ice cream.
This is the floor of the Senate. This is just a Baskin Robbins.
Do you have any interest in having a confrontation publicly with the leftists? Would you shriek at them the way they would shriek at you? Was there any part of you that would do that or is interested in that?
I'm going to say no.
Fuck
I like to think there's better things I could be doing with my time and my day rather than just, trying to make my voice or my opinions heard and just getting absolutely shit on and shut down because this person wants to scream in my face.
And the most that I'm seeing lately has been protests, and the protests seem to be being done by people from nursing homes, the geriatrics. And I'm afraid that if I just say a word to them, they're going to break their hips. So I really just avoid
you blow on them and they just fold.
Because if you look, I mean, most of the stuff that's even being put out there for like the Kilmar Abrego, the emergency response choir, they're all nursing home patients.
Yeah. I think that's because those are the people still watching cable news, right? That's got to be it.
I saw an ad for DirecTV the other day and I'm like, DirecTV is still around? What the hell?
Yeah. Who under 60 has cable? My parents have cable.
We don't have cable anymore. I mean, I got a Roku TV that gives me like free streaming, but other than that, I don't have like DirecTV or Dish Network or any of that anymore.
And let me say something. I actually missed live TV. I think streaming is too much choice and too much immediate demand. I like whatever's on is on. That's why I like Roku. Roku's great. Whatever's on is on. You can't pause it. It's like 1996 all over again. Back when things made sense.
If you buy a little thumb drive and you put it in the back, you can pause live TV. So if you have an antenna on your Roku and you go into the stations, if you have a thumb drive in the back, you can set it up for pause, go do something real quick, come back, and it'll restart up right where you paused it at.
Is that any thumb drive?
Antenna.
This is crazy.
Is that any thumb drive, or does it have to have like a special software or something?
No, just I believe has to be at least a 32 gigabyte thumb drive, and you just put that in. Roku TVs acknowledge it and uses it almost like a DVR.
That's crazy.
If you're watching live TV, antenna TV, you pause, it'll just sit there and fill that up until you watch through and clear it out.
Dude, that I didn't know that. That's awesome.
That's
cool. But you can't switch channels. You switch channels, it dumps the data.
I remember when DirecTV was the shit. We used to order movies and rent movies through DirecTV all the time, and it just goes to show you how much has changed. Like just little over a decade.
They've lost so much power now. The purpose of cable news, they're not nearly as influential as they used to be, and now it's really just boomers who are taking their marching orders from that, particularly boomer women, just to say you're over 70s now, you're 60s and 70s now. That's because everybody else is online. Even my dad doesn't really watch TV anymore. Because my dad's conservative, but he doesn't watch TV anymore. He gets all his stuff from YouTube. My mom does all his stuff from YouTube. I didn't see them. Last time I was at my parents' house, I didn't see them turn on the TV. Nope. They just watch things on their iPads. And then when they're done with that, they read books. And that's it. They don't even watch TV anymore. So I got to think it's only, it's got to be like only old boomers who are leftist, who are getting their information from cable news, and they are from the time when cable news had some prestige to it, and you people assumed that they were being honest, right?
Yeah, it's not the mass produced slop that it is today. Where it kind of feels like everybody's reading from the same script almost.
They are reading the same script because they've been bought up by these major corporations, and they're all being fed the same scripts in local newsrooms. That's why you've seen the videos out there where it's literally just populating different local news, and they're all saying the exact same script.
Yep.
Now I got an interesting question about that. Have you guys felt like a separation from people just because they're I call it the Simpsons effect, right? Where everybody kind of has this cultural touchstone where everybody has watched this one thing and they can discuss it around the water cooler. Whereas nowadays, like, I'm not going to lie. Yeah, I have trouble like relating to some of my coworkers because everybody's on YouTube and it's really hard to be like, the last thing I could really relate to somebody is like, hey, did you watch Rick and Morty? Or something like that.
No, I'm too busy. I'm too focused on my work when I'm at work, so I don't have time to stop and relate to my coworkers.
Yeah.
I don't want to relate to them anyway.
It's not that I wouldn't want to. It's just we've all got tasks to get done.
But it used to be like, okay, like the other day.
Event TV's gone away by the wayside because there is just so much choice. No one watches the same things anymore. Some people won't watch a series. They'll wait till the entire series comes out so they can just go back later and binge it. Yeah. They don't want to wait that entire every week, unlike in the past where it was like Battlestar Galactica was once a week, or Mad Men was once a week,
or The Walking Dead.
Walking Dead.
And you know what's crazy? We used to have sports as a cultural touchstone, but then during that like 2016 to 2020 period, they took major sports leagues took a lot of controversial political stances, and a lot of fans felt alienated by that. And they have not come back. My dad, lifelong football fan.
I think that really started. It kind of started with guys like Colin Kaepernick, pretty much.
Yeah, and it was cool, and it was like one guy, but then it was like a lot of people, and the league's official position was kind of in favor of that, and a lot of people, concerned because football is everywhere. It's ubiquitous. Everybody's football. Everybody likes football, And
the thing is they can't get away from controversy. They start to bring back viewers, and then they go and make more controversial.
Okay, that's Photoshop. That's not. I didn't really wear that. That's Vaughn did really wear that though. That Vaughn did really wear that. That is a picture. The one of me is Photoshop. The one of Vaughn is real.
I love how your face looks hesitant. And Vaughn's just having the time of his life. You just look like I'm here, but I'm not sure if I need to be here. And Vaughn's just like, this is the best day of my life.
Like that face says, my pants are too tight. And then,
I'm getting a wedgie. This is agitating me.
The whole point that the NFL was starting to at least regain people going to watching sports. And then all of a sudden, with this year already leading into it, they're doing these male cheerleaders.
Yes. Shout out to Iron Oxide, friend of the channel.
He is the artist.
He's the artist.
Hey, what are you doing out? Get
back in bed.
Yeah, but really the male cheerleaders thing is a great example because.
Haven't male cheerleaders always been around?
No, that's true. But male cheerleaders that were like big, strong guys who like threw bitches in the air have always existed.
Yeah.
This is something different. These are like effeminate, and they're doing the same seductive dances the women are doing. So now you're looking down there, and you're like, which one? You don't want to get caught. Looking at the wrong one. You can get, shout out to Vaughn Coleman. That's some deep look. You guys are gonna have to. Talk about that one.
A song comes to mind for that picture is "Twinks on Parade," but
guys, stop promoting Vaughn Coleman. He's not even here. Okay, that's enough.
Let's get Vaughn Coleman in here so he can.
We're done. We're done. We're not doing it anymore.
Theo, you brought up dumbass McBaldnuts earlier. Like, what did you do?
Right. Oh, do we? Yeah, that was actually. Yeah, we can probably play that video again. Do you want to bring up Baldy McGayface, and then we'll go to Then we'll go to the Scottish girl with the knives because I do want to get that, especially because I know Roguish Nerd, you're the father of a daughter, sis. I would love to get your take on that. But let's run this one back one more time. Give Nate a chance to talk about it.
It's Scottish girl with knives, and I just thought of the Northman for some reason.
There's going to be a lot more of that coming up. Especially in these religious areas, hey, we've had enough of your kind coming after public schools, right? It's about time, churches and Catholic schools and religious schools, it's about time they get their turn. That's what I think. I'm just going to sit back and watch people do it. And I'm going to fucking laugh.
Hold on, pause it. You remember you were talking about the crazy eyes? Like, look at this motherfucker. Yeah. He looks insane talking about this.
Do you think that's what this is terminally online? Because I can't imagine getting that excited and like getting into my phone and being like, yeah, you know what I'm going to do today? I'm going to tell everyone I think children deserve to die.
But part of it,
not necessarily terminally online, but definitely a CNN, MSNBC. Sorry, viewer.
I'm going to say someone who's probably drinking the Kool-Aid a little too much, and they've drinking it to the point where they have just driven themselves insane, and now they're just reiterating everything that they've heard online.
No,
this is the same type of individual that I see at the protests. That's all I'm seeing in the protests are individuals this age and older.
These are the kind of people I'm talking about. Like, you are a grown fucking man sitting there on the internet condoning this kind of shit, actively calling for it. Like, you're calling for more of this BS. Like, fuck you, dude.
It's weird that it's the cable news viewers that are doing it. Go ahead, Roguish Nerd. I know you want to jump in.
Look at the smile on this dude's face.
He looks so happy about this.
Like,
that is terrifying.
Yeah. That is the look of a psychopath who is like, yes, more of this.
Every time I see shit like this, the more convinced I am that the Antichrist is amongst us. Like, seriously. Like, there's no way you were a sane human being and you were actively happy about this kind of shit.
And anyone that knows my theory, the Antichrist just got engaged. So that would be Taylor Swift.
Oh no.
Gotcha.
And Selena agrees with me that we believe the Antichrist is.
Well, of course Selena does. I mean,
that's, by the way, that's crazy. But I want to talk about this really quick. Is it crazy that there are guys who didn't get laid last week because they were not sufficiently excited about Taylor Swift's engagement and it upset their girlfriend? You see what I'm saying? Isn't that weird? Isn't that weird? There's no, like, they're acting like it's her best, that like this is their best friend getting engaged. And if you're a man and you're like, no, it's so great for her. Wow. Like, anything, if you criticize Taylor Swift, you might be ending your bloodline. Isn't that weird? We don't have anybody like that for guys.
Have you seen, how many of you are familiar with a YouTube channel called Papa Meat?
Yeah.
Have you seen any of their his animations or anything like that? He did a whole video about Taylor Swift where the skit was essentially the guy who's dating her right now or got engaged broke up with her at a football game, and like all of her fans just like turned rabid and started to like eat him alive. Like, it's kind of like that. Like, you watch it and you're like, you know what? This video is really silly and over the top, but there's still a lot of truth to this.
Did you see the Disney adult one?
I did. On the plane. Oh my God. That is, do you want to be like Goofy? Yes. Oh my God. Dude, that is horrifying.
Yeah. Dude, I love that dude's. His mind is so deranged, but it's so good.
This is crazy. Do you guys think that Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift are actually getting married, or do you think this is a PR stunt for? I think this is pure brand management. Like, I think this is like a business move. Because you think about it. Think about this. Think about the Kardashian wedding and how big that was, how much money that made. And with this shit, you could like live stream it, promote it, and be all over. It could be a whole thing.
So my theory is this is just the next step in the evolution that is Taylor Swift as an artist. She's done so many trashing her exes and albums that she needs to get married, get divorced, so then she can trash a ex-husband. It's just moving in escalation.
Let me ask you something. I feel like the expectations for the divorce album are going to be too big. I don't think she's going to be able to deliver.
Are you saying her fans are going to eat her alive if she doesn't deliver?
No, her fans will co-sign everything she does.
Selena has a thought.
They're both gay.
They're both gay.
That's a real theory, is that Taylor Swift is a lesbian, Travis Kelce is a gay man, and they're marrying each other for PR reasons. That's a real theory people are floating out.
So what you're telling me is they're each their own beards.
So the moment they disappear into like a private room, they just look at each other and they're like, "I hate you. I hate you too."
That's the impression I get. I don't think Taylor. I saw them on the podcast. Taylor does not seem like a super nice person. She
seems really stuck up. Like every time I see her, I'm like, she reminds me of every stuck up whore that I went to high school with.
Yeah, not good.
She just. Like just her posture and her body language and just the way she carries herself. I'm like,
and she's got no ass, and she has no ass.
Okay, but let me ask you something. If Taylor Swift approaches you under like soft lighting in a bar and backs it into you, you telling me you're not smashing? Or a girl who looks like Taylor Swift who isn't Taylor Swift, you tell me you're not smashing?
That's probably a one night stand that wouldn't last maybe more than like maybe an hour.
Bro, so she calls you the next day and it's like, Nate,
all I need is 38 seconds.
Hold on. If she calls you the next day and she's like, Nate, last night changed my life, I want to be with you. You're not hitting again?
Okay, I might hit it again, but if it starts but if I start seeing any patterns that I don't like after that,
bullshit. I'm calling bullshit. I think you are on your knees kissing Taylor Swift's feet inside of 2 weeks. That's what I think. I think you are sipping hard for her. And here's the thing. Here's how I know you're sipping hard for her, because I've seen your behavior on Twitter. I see you leaving hard items or Twitch thoughts. I know what you get up to. I know you don't have
we've been over this. It gets really lonely in this tiny house from time to time.
Roguish nerd.
Bro,
You're engaged to be married, so you haven't had sex in maybe 6 years. Let me ask you. Taylor Swift approaches you under bisexual lighting. Are you hitting in a smoky room? Are you hitting?
Bro, I can't get away with having a fucking breakup album.
That's an achievement right there. I got a whole album written about me.
Let me ask you, because I happen to know as a fact, your fiance is the famous author Allison Sanders. Go ahead and buy her books.
Yeah,
put her link in the description at some point.
Nice.
Here's the thing, but I know that she is a very, very big Taylor Swift fan. Do you think if you smashed Taylor Swift, she'd give you the hall pass because it's Taylor? What do you think?
I might be able to parlay that into three-way.
Hey!
That was where I was going to go.
Yes, sir.
No, there is no hall pass. If he does and smashes,
yeah,
you can tell her about it and doesn't.
Then I'm in trouble.
That he's in trouble. You might as well just end the relationship at that point. Yeah. Now, if she's invited and it's the three of them, that's golden.
Yeah,
there you go. Okay,
she's involved. So
yeah. Okay, so I think this is a winning scenario. I'm glad that did you come up with that on the fly, or have you thought about this a lot?
I was just on fly.
Okay.
Are you sure? Are you sure about that?
Dude, like, honestly, she brought up, we're walking out of Walmart getting groceries, and she's like, "Oh, did you hear Taylor Swift got engaged?" I'm like, I do not give a shit about Taylor Swift. Just, we have so many more things to be worried about right now. Please. And then she responded like, "Well, yeah, but I listened to your autistic rants about, medieval warfare." I'm like, okay.
She's got you there.
Yeah, okay. Carry on.
That's tough. Hey, gentlemen, get you a girl who can do both. Don't settle. Focus on yourself, King.
Yeah.
Get you a girl who wants to listen to your rants about medieval warfare.
Listen. My lord. That's the attitude I
had it. 4%. Oh man. Oh man. That's good. Okay, well, hey, let's now that we talked about that, do we have time to talk about the Scottish girl with the knives? Nate, do you know what we're talking about when I say Scottish girl with the knives?
I do not.
Okay, so Rogue Nerd, do you know what we're talking about when I say Scottish girl with the knives?
Possibly the most base person within the past 10
Excellent.
years.
So to kind of set this up, Full Metal Nate. So this is what's going on. Okay. So there's kind of like a migrant problem in the UK, and we know about that. Yeah, it's an issue, right? So basically, what happened is there's two young girls, 14 and 12, and there's a migrant kind of giving them a hard time, and allegedly was saying some kind of sexually inappropriate stuff to them, despite their young age, right? So one of them pulls out some bladed weapons, which they're not allowed to have there, starts brandishing them in a threatening manner. So this person is filming it, and the girl brandishing the bladed weapons ends up getting arrested, not the sex pest, right? So anyway, let's go ahead and pull up the video.
That sounds like that sounds like the UK right now.
Yeah, dude. Let's go ahead and pull this up. This is so badass.
A Scottish girl has been arrested after being reportedly forced to defend herself from migrant assailants. A shocking video has gone viral showing two girls backing away. Reports said two foreigners tried to jump on the teenagers who were shouting at them to step back. But it seems only the sight of a knife and axe in the hands of one of them.
An axe?
It's a hatchet and a knife. It's pretty badass. I think I sent you the original Emerald where it's got the unblurred weapons. I kind of want to show Nate the weapons. It's fucking sick.
She got a fucking... She's getting ready to use a tomahawk on this.
Here's the thing. I would say you'd be a lot more effective if you just used one weapon in one hand. Dual wielding's not that great. And what's crazy, because every time a woman's pulled a knife on me, they've been dual wielding. I don't know what it is about women.
Why are they pulling a knife on you, Theo? What's going on?
Mind your business, Nate. Mind your business. I made my choices. I dealt with it. Okay? Mind your business.
Oh, shit.
There we go. Damn. See, that's gangster. That's like a kitchen knife and like a camping hatchet. So that's probably what kind of bladed weapons you get access to there. Like here's
okay, except for one thing, I will state that on that knife is a black handle, and as we all know, if there's black on the weapon, it's an assault weapon. So that's an assault knife.
So that's an assault kitchen knife. Our bad. Yes. Very thoughts and prayers.
But the hatchet's got like a blue handle. So what does that mean?
But it has a cod skin on it. It's still an assault axe.
But here's what I'm saying is both of the tips are blunted. So what are they concerned about?
It doesn't matter. Yeah. To me, it's like, look, these people shouldn't be approaching these clearly underage girls anyway. Now, is there more context to this video about what was going on before this video was taken?
No, it's it's a lot of mixed reports right now. People don't really know. So some people are saying that there was this foreign guy had his sister was there, and she was in some kind of physical altercation with one of the girls. But there was definitely some kind of him following them around, him saying some kind of sexual stuff. And this is him pulling out his phone to video it. And he's trying to bait her into showing the bladed weapons, and that's why she's trying to hide them because they're illegal. So that's why she got arrested. She's not allowed to have bladed weapons. But also, look, if you're in an environment like the UK right now, and there's a really good there's migrants running around doing all manner of crazy stuff to young girls, I don't blame them for wanting to carry bladed weapons. I don't blame them for that.
No.
They have a very big grooming gang problem in the UK. The fact that the government of England and the UK are fully aware of it, yet they're doing nothing about it. And instead,
does 20 points of damage with every swing.
The little girl sitting here trying to protect herself against these individuals that are rampant in that country, she's the one that's being punished.
Yeah. Things in the UK are just so ass backwards and twisted right now. Like, we're at the point where good is being called evil and evil is being called good. And it just doesn't make any sense. On the off chance that these girls, were being assaulted and, were being followed and being threatened in a threatening manner, then yeah, I say more power to them. Flash all the weapons that you need to get these weirdos away from you. But apparently the UK government doesn't see it that way. They would rather protect murderers, rapists, and terrorists than their own fucking citizens.
Well, and on top of that, the whole point that they arrested a person silently to themselves in their head praying in front of an abortion clinic. and was arrested. You want to know what? They had pro-Palestinian protest, and there was a Jewish man that was just trying to get home, that the cops arrested him to keep it from escalating of the Palestinian protesters.
Yeah, the UK is a fallen state.
Yeah.
This reminds me. Do you know what this kind of reminds me of? Sorry, Roche, are you finished? And then I'll say what I reminds me of. Go ahead.
Dude, I can only put my own daughter into that situation and hope to hell that, you know, she would behave the same way. Like, pulling
a tomahawk, that's badass, dude.
Yeah,
dude, I hope that's the least she does. If she feels like she is in dire threat of grievous bodily harm for herself or another, I say better be judged by 12 than carried by 6 all day, every day, full stop.
Yeah.
We'll deal with the consequences later.
Mm.
And I will not apologize for that opinion ever, because I love my daughter.
Yeah. I'd imagine you'd rather her be alive and safe than the other jackass.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Fuck that guy. Yeah. I don't know him. I love my daughter. I don't know this guy. The math is real simple for me.
Yeah, and even like not knowing in this case, like not knowing either of them, I'm definitely on the side of the 14-year-old over the minor sex pest or the migrant sex pest. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
with that being said, hey, it sounds like both parties got to, you know, live. Cool. Mm-hmm. That's even better. I don't want I don't want to deal with the trauma of my kid, you know, killing somebody.
So you have this in the UK that's just recently occurred and all this stuff. And then you have the Minneapolis woman that's just recently come out that has now officially been charged for saying the N-word against an illegal that shouldn't have been in the playground, a playground enthusiast that videoed it. Yeah, she's now being charged with a crime, a hate crime.
That's
with
crazy.
What crime? Like, charged with what?
Oh no, she said the N-word, the horror.
Yep.
Again, I say
they're going
charged with what? Like, okay, yeah, mean words were said. Go home.
Move
Go
on.
away.
But it's again, it's Minnesota. Yeah. And the home of Tampon Tim.
God damn.
Yeah, by the way, so the governor, when Tim Walz was governor, he had the opportunity to
that guy looks like a child diddler, dude.
He does. And he had the opportunity to pay for increased security at all Minnesota schools. Private schools wanted it, public schools wanted it because they wanted protection in case there was some kind of incident. And he decided that was not a funding priority for the Minnesota state government. And
no, it was protecting
and then this
the
happens,
community.
Right?
Yeah.
It was funding towards trans initiatives.
Yeah, what's crazy is they funded the thing that caused the shooting and refused to fund the thing that would have prevented it. Isn't that crazy?
Yep. Well, that's
that crazy.
Well, I think I mentioned it on your stream the other day, Theo. I mean, that kind of shit is the reason why we've got like 5 armed guards patrolling my church, like every Sunday.
Yeah,
we're in there worshiping, and there's guys with guns outside the church, just trying to make sure nobody causes trouble.
Yeah, dude.
Like,
yeah.
You know what?
Again, I hate to. I'm going to bring this up, but going back to England, just how screwed up it is, because I guarantee you, we've talked about the fact that they have these gangs that are roaming around the countryside. They're doing this. Women are being attacked in England and not doing anything. And this comes back to an episode of Touchgrass I'm going to bring in, and it's the whole point that UK cops were going undercover. Call them and arrest, and then have a strong talking to.
I did see this.
Yeah, guys, they had these. By the way, these were the hottest chicks they could find on short notice to be the honeypots to entice these guys to catcall. Then they arrested guys for catcalling, I guess, because that's where their law enforcement priority is.
You have people being killed and murdered in your streets, and you're worried about some jackass like calling a girl hot.
Right.
Seriously?
These were not happening in the areas that have high migrants. It was all happening in white communities.
You can't do anything over there anymore. Nothing. You probably it's going to get to a point where you can't even breathe the air over there without getting arrested.
Oi, mate, you got a license for that air?
It's like the Lorax, they sell air in bottles.
Or space
balls.
balls.
I was running past and I noticed you staring at my fanny.
That's crazy, dude. That's crazy.
The more smug in the sky, the more people will buy. Oh shit!
That's nuts, though.
But
right?
don't worry, that female cop is after these events has made her have a self-aggrandized view of herself. She don't think this is a 10, and she now has an OnlyFans. So
what?
Oh, boy.
Wait,
no way.
No, I'm making that.
No.
Okay, thank you, God.
No. If you were 100% serious, I would believe it because that's
yeah.
If you'd have kept that going, I'd have bought it.
Yeah.
And that says a lot about the times that we're in, right?
Yeah.
This is crazy, man.
It's mind blowing.
I don't understand. I don't understand that law enforcement priority. If you're actually serious about keeping people safe in reality, why would you do that? The only conclusion I can draw is that you don't actually care about, because here's the issue of catcalling mid-white women only affects mid-white women, really.
Hey, give me that image. I'm gonna use it for campaign 2.
Yeah.
Yes.
God damn.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. And
awesome.
I don't blame people for wanting to fight back. Because and feeling like their government has just completely abandoned them.
Abandoned them, failed them in every conceivable way. I mean, people are going to get tired of it eventually. And you know what? It doesn't matter. And I've always said this. Even if they take away guns, even if you take away knives or whatever other weapons, you think can kill people, it doesn't change the fact that people have been killing each other for thousands of years before knives and guns were even a thing. Like, if you take away something else, these people are just going to move on to the next thing. Yeah, so where do we draw the line?
Yeah, look around your room, find the nearest heavy object, and see what you can do with that.
Right. Stoning, it was a big way of killing people thousands of years ago.
Yeah.
So,
and as a libertarian, I'm in favor of stoning. It's very economical.
So we need to go back to shaming and we need to go back to stoning. That'll solve a lot of problems.
Yeah, I mean, it certainly did, right? Certainly did. It would be great. Honestly, it'd be great if we could just tell people not to do stuff, or if you could just there has to be some kind of punishment for just denying reality, and just
do you now, I've always talked to my mom about this. Do you think if we went back to the eye for an eye laws, do you think that would stop a lot of this bullshit?
Maybe. I mean, somebody's got to enforce it, though. I don't know if we.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we necessarily want, 12 to 13-year-old girls enforcing that, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're getting to a point in all societies, and even here in the U.S., where we're tipping closer and closer to the population just going, you want to know what? If the government's not going to do it, I'm just going to take care of it. Mm-hmm. We're getting closer and closer to that type of revolt of just doing it and taking care of it, and vigilante, if you want to call it that. I think we're getting closer and closer to that. It's what we're seeing in the UK right now with the fact that people are being arrested for putting up their national flag. I mean,
which is dumb.
They're going almost full V for Vendetta right now literally in England, and of course the people don't care. I've been getting a lot of stuff that's been happening right now. I've been catching a lot of reports and stuff like that that's happening in Canada, and there's a lot that is not really being reported on in Canada, in the sense that provinces are about to put on the ballot to leave their confederation. In other words, leave Canada and form their own countries.
What? Dude, wow. I haven't heard anything about that. That must be real bad.
It is bad. And it's one specifically, I believe it's Alberta right now, that is on the verge of actually starting to, they're getting the signatures. They're already putting the road the things in place. And yeah, they're starting to revolt, and it's Edmonton, not Edmonton, but you got Alberta and one of the other ones that are kind of on that, and it's called Wexit, Western Exit.
Isn't something similar happening in California? Like I keep reading something about how they're wanting to split California into two.
Yeah, I jokingly said it on Nerds Covering the News this past week because I had two people from California, Tiny and Devil. And I brought up and talked about the two-state solution. And anyone that knows, I bring up and call it the two-state solution, with Tiny being Jewish. She immediately thought I was talking about that. No, it's literally California being split into two, giving essentially the coast and a little bit of around there, Sacramento, where their capital is, to the Democrats, and the Republicans have the rest of the state. And literally splitting it right there, because the argument right now is that the Republicans have absolutely no true representation, and they're being rolled over by the Democrats, and it's got to end. So they're trying to do that, but they've tried to break it up before, into 2 states, into 3 states, because of
you could easily split California into 3 states.
Oh, easily.
Yeah,
but for something like that to form new states is an act of Congress.
Yeah. But if you're to use an example, like, have you ever heard of the Greater Idaho movement?
Yeah, well, I live in the area that's kind of voting and things like that.
Enlighten me.
Now, if you're not formed, because the reason why it needs an act of Congress is because you're forming new states, joining them to the union, and so you have more federal things that it involves. That means senators. It means it's actually a state. There's more that goes into it. However, redrawing border lines and gaining more land into a state just has to be an agreement between 2 states. It doesn't need the federal government's approval.
Yeah.
Now, I'm for the fact that down in Oregon, just south of me, they've already voted. They've already passed it. Now, in my opinion, that should mean they're already part of Idaho. The sheriff, who is an elected official, can start saying, we now obey Idaho. We no longer obey Oregon. The voters, the people have voted, agreed. That is the case. We no longer send anything to Oregon. It now all goes to Idaho.
Dude, could you imagine? Could you imagine splitting California and one half is Republican and the other is just this Democratic hellscape? Can you imagine how scary that would be? Holy fuck. That's like some Mad Max Fury Road type shit, I think.
Yeah.
Or it would be.
Like the amount of agriculture that they would lose, and like they would lose. Here's the reason why I'm in favor of it, but I don't think it'll happen, is because they're losing a massive portion of their tax base. You know, just labor and commerce happening right there. And I don't think it's going to happen because your leaders never want to, relinquish their slaves.
It doesn't help. It also doesn't help that Gavin Newsom literally looks like the Antichrist.
Dear God,
not great. Not great, and acts like him too, telling everybody not to pray.
Dude, I'm serious. He looks like every single interpretation of the Antichrist I've seen on TV and movies. He looks just like him.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. By the way, that brings it full circle. That was the first thing we talked about. You see how I create these through lines in shows? See how I do that?
The work of art, really.
You're very good at that.
I know.
Very good.
Thank you.
Clock is right at least twice a day. I mean,
that's right. That's right. All right. Well, folks, we're coming up on the 2-hour mark. This has been a lot of fun taking over the Rogues Gallery. But you know what, folks? I think it's time to do our outros. So, starting at the bottom, Drunken Emerald Arrow, 99 overall producer. Couldn't do the show without you. What kind of stuff do you get up to? Where can the people find you?
Well, tomorrow morning at 8:30 a.m. PST over on Sammy 3-Piece channel, we have Cavecast. We're going to be talking about Catwoman. Then at 11 a.m. PST over on Theo's channel, we're going to be Touch Grass with Theo Snodgrass, where I produce. Then I'm off until Tuesday for Nerds Covering the News at 6 p.m. PST over on my channel. And then we will be by Friday. Wednesday is Make Me a Sandwich where I produce over on Devil's Channel. And then insert title here returns on Saturday next weekend.
All right. A lot of fun stuff. Go ahead and make sure you check out Drunken Emerald Arrow's content. It's good stuff. Full Metal Nate, you are here.
Yes.
I noticed you used to have a purple microphone and now you have a green one. Is that because everyone bullied you for being gay?
I can make it purple again if y'all want it to be purple again.
I think it's the fact that you'll change it according to our whims that make us think you're gay. Anyway, I don't want to get too into that. Go ahead. I know you have content to promote. Go ahead.
I just get tired of people calling it a dildo. I was like, you know what?
Now it's the color of the dildos that are flying on the WNBA.
I know.
Hey! The official dildo of the WNBA. Go ahead. It's a misbranding opportunity, right?
Yeah, I need to write WNBA like on the side of it. Just anyway.
Yeah.
You can find me at Full Metal Nates on X as well as YouTube and Rumble. I do a lot of D&D content. Theo, you are going to be joining me alongside Iron Oxide and a couple of other of our friends on September 7th as we continue our Curse of Strahd campaign. It is coming up on its third and final season. It's a race to the finish line, and I hope it all goes well. Been working on campaign 2 behind the scenes. That will probably launch like maybe a month or two after Strahd is done. Been working on a secondary show called So You Want to Play D&D. That will probably launch sometime after we launch Curse of Strahd season 3. So just kind of keep an eye out for that. In terms of other shows, you can find me on the Weekend Rogues Gallery. You can find me on an insert title here on occasion. And Theo, I went back to your show, Touch Grass, for the first time last weekend. So whenever you want me on there, dude, I'm down to come back to that as well. But
very exciting.
Yeah, that's really all for me.
That's awesome. All right. Go ahead. Make sure to check out Full Metal Nate's content. It's a lot of fun, a lot of good stuff on there. Dungeons and Dragons is very cool. Don't judge D&D by the fact that Nate does it. It is cool. It is awesome. Bro, hey, what do you think about my idea for a show? D&D strippers. What did you think? Strippers playing D&D. What did you think?
I already told you I think that's a good idea.
Thank you. People think people don't realize that I have good ideas. People dismiss me, but I have good ideas. That's a good idea. We should definitely do that.
So if I come to Vegas next year, I need to bring the binder with all the books and a bag of dice when we go to the strip club. I need to come in with all of that.
Yeah, we're gonna have the studio built by then. So I'll call up a couple of my friends, see if we can get some strippers in here. How about that?
Oh Jesus.
That'll be fun. Stripper D&D. This is a thing. It is gonna happen. Anyway, Roguish Nerd, I know you haven't seen a stripper in some time. You're engaged to be married. You probably can only imagine what a naked woman looks like now. What do you
those are the days.
What do you Ali's gonna kill me. What do you get up to when you're doing
not
stuff?
seeing naked women? Oh shit!
That a boy.
Oh god.
Shout out to Ali, friend of the show.
Holy shit!
How much
Friend of the
longer?
show.
We don't know.
All right, not to bitch too much. It's been a little bit rough doing some wedding planning. But if I get the chance, I'm usually streaming something like Helldivers or actually I like Hell Let Loose recently.
Game is brutal.
Oh dude, I just figured out how to actually play it, and I'm like, oh, I love this game.
Yeah.
Yeah, usually on Fridays or Saturdays, 9 to 10, kind of whenever I can get a chance to get on there. But if it's not too big of an ask, plug it, Allie's book. She's
go ahead.
Actually, she's been getting a lot of momentum, and she's actually been making some money at it. So that's why I want to plug it.
If you want to put a link in the private chat.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'll dig one up here in just a sec. But
yeah,
no, she I'm actually kind of doing a secret thing where she doesn't really know about it. I'm trying to get as many streamers as I can to plug her book and just make an amalgamation and show that to her at the wedding.
Oh,
so
very cool.
That's my big project.
Very cool. I love how confident you are that she's not watching my show.
I'm
trying really hard not to take that personally. That's fine. It's fine. It's you know what? I didn't read her book, so.
Rogish, I only have to say one thing, and I'm going to say this, and I mean it, and it's sincere. Good luck with marriage, but as you're planning, realize if she wants to have a Taylor Swift themed wedding, that is a giant red flag.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Hey, dude, I can't afford to rock that big. I don't know who you think I am.
Yeah, that link is in the private chat. Go ahead and post that in the chat, Emerald. If we could, that'll be good. And then, go ahead and buy Allie's book if you like stuff. Actually, pull that up. Let's just pull that up and show it on the screen. That way, people can see it. That's fun. That way you could buy it. It's a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun at Allie's expense tonight. So let's go ahead and try it.
No, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Try to sell her book. That'll be good.
No, the reason I'm pushing it is because she's actually doing some pretty base takes on relationships.
Right.
But that does not mean that they're like boring. They're what she calls dream romances. There's still a lot of drama to be had without.
Right. So this is hardcore monster smut, right?
Yes. No, not at all. No, it's
good. Okay.
It's just, it could be damaged people, but they can still form a good relationship throughout, having issues. And
that's nice.
Yeah, that's why I'm really on board with this shit. So
excellent.
Yeah. So if you're into the touch-feely crap, go check her out. If you're into, more awesome shit, come check me out on Fridays, Saturdays.
I love this kitten.
I know.
I love this kitten. I'm sorry to just cut you off there, but I decided to zoom in on the kitten. Shoulder kitty. What's up, shoulder kitty?
Dude, I'm not even offended. Like, look at that.
Right.
Bring that cat back up. Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful cat.
Friend of the channel, shoulder kitty.
Shoulder kitty.
There we go. Friend of the channel, shoulder kitty. All right.
Awesome.
All right. I'm going to pull this off. Oops. Oh, my bad. That's what I meant to do. There we go. That's what I meant to do. I'm sorry. I'm fucking. That's why I'm not the 99 overall producer, because I fuck things up. I'll tell you, but my name is Theo Snodgrass. I'm a comedian and podcaster out of Las Vegas, Nevada. I host a little show called Touch Grass with Theo Snodgrass every Saturday, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I also host a show called Theocracy with Theo Snodgrass. That's just me. That's my solo show. 10:30 a.m. Tuesdays and Thursdays Pacific Standard Time. If you want to see me do live comedy, you're going to have to come out to Las Vegas for the next couple of months. I'm not going on the road again until later on this year, maybe early next year. Right now, I'm focusing on doing a lot of shows locally here in Las Vegas. So make sure to come out and check me out and do stand-up. If you want to know where I'm doing stand-up, follow me on Instagram, follow me on X. Most importantly, follow me on YouTube. That's where the action is, and that's where you can see all of the cool stuff that I'm doing. Make sure to subscribe to my Patreon and buy things on the merch store, too. That's really how we pay the bills. If you think I deserve to live inside, send me some of your money. That's right. All right. This has been a lot of fun. Oh, that's some merch. That's some good merch. Yeah. Hold on. Let's pull this up. That's from my merch store. That's the sexy Roomba. That's a reference to my material. I talk about fucking a Roomba. That's the bit. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. That's not my most clever joke, but I have to keep doing it because audiences like it. I hate it. Wait. Keep doing it.
I do.
Imagine doing comedy that you don't like.
I don't have to imagine.
Does the sexy Roomba have its own cleaning station?
No, I throw it right in the dishwasher. That's in the bit. That's actually what happens. Yeah. So if you want a sexy Roomba of your own, it's right there in the merch store. That's a little bit unsettling to look at, but I think it came out nice. Anyway, folks, this has been great. This has been the Rogues Gallery with Iron Oxide, hosted by Theo Snodgrass. Make sure to come back here for the Rogues Gallery. Also coming soon, Ironcast with Iron Oxide. It's going to be me and Iron Oxide together, back to back, covering news, entertaining the masses. Go ahead and check out our latest episode on that. That's over on Iron Oxide's channel. Go ahead and check that out if you want to see what that show is going to look like. It's doing very well right now. You're going to want to see it so you can talk about it at the water cooler because everybody has seen it already. You're behind. You haven't seen it. All right, folks, that's it. We're doing a hard out. I don't have an outro, so we are getting out of here. Peace.